Let me just check one more time. There we go. I think we are live now. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for March 1st, 2023. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. I got my guy Deontay over here. What's going on, brother?
Good. Good. It's always a pleasure to be on here, man.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. So, AEW Dynamite tonight was the go-home show for AEW Revolution that happens this Sunday on pay-per-view. It wasn't a bad show, but it definitely did not hit like a go-home show should. How did you feel about the overall show tonight? I don't think it was bad, but it wasn't, like, the best it possibly could have been.
Hey, it was. It could have been better. There was some questionable booking decisions that
Of course there is when it comes to AEW.
But other than that, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just
It was just like a normal run-of-the-mill show. I mean, obviously no show is going to be perfect every single time, but when it comes to a go-home show, I thought it possibly could have been a lot better than what it did perform tonight. I thought the two matches that really stood out tonight, well, really one match really stood out tonight. The other one stood out in, and another reason where it honestly should not have stood out in that way. The ladder match was fucking killer. That match fucking killed it tonight. Whoever that commander guy is, that luchador that was in the match, fucking killed it. I'm a fan of him.
But when he did the fucking, I don't know what it was. Were you running across from one jungle to another?
Yes.
That shit was so cool.
He ran across one rope, jumped on the other, and landed on all the other guys. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's absolutely fantastic. I'm glad he actually signed with the company. And the other match that stood out tonight, most likely for the wrong reasons, the Tag Team Battle Royale. That was fucking hideous. That was fucking hideous. That was an atrocious Battle Royale from top to bottom. Normally, and I may be wrong on this, you guys can let me know in the comments, or hell, Deontay, you can even let me know too. What the fuck happened to the Joker?
I think maybe, I don't know.
It's a casino battle royale, and usually there are jokers that are a part of that. If I'm not mistaken, that's how it's usually always been.
Was the Kingdom announced for the match before they got in there?
Yes, they were in the graphic. Every team that competed tonight was in the graphic, except for obviously Cassidy and Danielson, because it was.
That might have been. But they come out like first or second.
Cassidy and Danielson, they're like the second to last team in.
Oh yeah, they might. Yeah,
the last team that came into the Battle Royal was the Butcher and the Blade, but they were announced, so there was just no Joker tonight. Now, I mean that I may be wrong, but usually those types of Battle Royales actually have a Joker. But regardless, we have Orange Cassidy and fucking Danhausen as the winners of the thing, and now they're the final entrant in the Battle Royale and the Fatal 4-Way. I thought that's absolutely atrocious. I do not like that decision whatsoever. You have Top Flight in there, who you were easily building up, and you were going to push them at least to something, and they get eliminated pretty quickly, I might add, too. But
Aussie Open was real good. Aussie Open and Top Flight like that.
I would have liked Aussie Open, but honestly, Aussie Open does not really fit into any of the other three that are in the match. And I'm not saying that Orange Cassidy and Danhausen do either. They definitely don't fit into the picture when it comes to the other three.
It's a weird ass stuff. What would you call it? Orange Cassidy?
But I mean, it is what it is. Plus, Orange Cassidy already has a singles championship, so do we really think they're going to win the tag team titles? Fuck no, I don't think that at all. You have Top Flight right there, and you could have given them a huge spotlight on a pay-per-view like Revolution. That way, if they do, and when they are ready for that spotlight once again and become tag team champions or trios champions or whatever, they would have that type of exposure and that spotlight to go off of. But no, you have them get eliminated. It's just I don't even know what the hell is going on with that. But I thought Tony Khan should have just kept it simple and either go with Top Flight, or they could have just put Acclaimed versus the Gunns at Revolution. That was the best decision you could have done. You could have just kept it simple and done a normal tag team match instead of just this fatal four-way garbage.
You know Tony Khan likes to be extra for no damn reason.
Of course he does, and that's the thing that honestly hurts it the most. Like, I always talk about this when it comes to OTB and the way that, and the way that wrestling shows should be, constituted as. And especially when it came to Triple H and NXT, that's exactly what he did. He did quality over quantity. You don't have to have everybody on your fucking pay-per-view.
That's why he only doing, 6 matches for WrestleMania?
I mean, he's making the match, he's making the WrestleMania card shorter than what it has been in years past, which I don't know how you can fucking be mad at that. I don't know how you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, Elimination Chamber was like, what, 5 matches? And that pay-per-view was great. Clash of Castle, I think that was like at most 7. And that was a great show. So, quality over quantity.
Notice how All Out had 15 matches, and it was the worst, probably the worst AEW pay-per-view ever outside of the damn main event.
What's going? I see Marissa's in the chat, and technically Johnny too. They should have went with Top Flight. Says Johnny. I agree with you, Johnny. I do. I do.
They should have. They were like either them or Ozzy. They were right fucking there. You go on shot with them.
Yeah.
What their name is.
Now, Marissa, don't worry, we will be talking about MJF and that segment with Bryan. That was fucking fantastic.
That was crazy.
I am so ready for that 60-minute Iron Man match. I don't care if it's like 60 minutes, and I don't care if people think that MJF can't go 60 minutes. He will go to 60 minutes. He will fucking make that match even better than what it already can be. He is going to be fantastic in that match. I can't wait for it. I just can't.
Now, but for God's sake, Tony Khan, don't you add another match to that damn card.
We got 8. We got 8. That's it. 8.
You better keep it at that.
Keep it at 8.
Keep it at 8. 6, bro.
Keep it at 8. They added Jungle Boy and Christian Cage to the card tonight. Which I mean, I'm honestly fine with. I'm fine with that. That was obviously going to be on the Revolution card, but I just keep it at 8. Keep it at 8. You don't need any more.
Please.
Do not add anything on Friday.
You don't need another all-out situation. That shit was like 15 minutes. And we was up she didn't eat till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, do not add anything more on the Friday's Rampage. Just don't do it. You're fine. 8 matches is fine, especially with the main event being an hour. Basically, even more than an hour, honestly, because you gotta constitute for the video package that they're obviously going to show, and the entrances. So I'm thinking at least an hour and 15 minutes for the main event. Like, segment there. But, we're going to get into everything tonight. We're going to be we're going to be going down everything that happened on the show tonight from top to bottom. And let's talk about it, dude. If you guys like what you hear so far, make sure you hit the like button, turn on the bell. subscribe to the channel, and go down into the links down in the description. All of our TikTok links and everything is down in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Philima_Deontay. Want to shout out anything that you got?
Yeah, you can follow me on TikTok at NBA TikTok2 or my wrestling page, NBA TikTok Session. You can follow me on Twitter at DMMaster06. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So follow me on those and yeah, thanks for fun.
There you go. Yeah. Also, we finally, and Deontay, I don't think I ever told the chat this on Twitter, but we got our first sponsor. We got our first sponsor. Let's go. Our first sponsor for Outside the Brand is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the official, is our official sponsor here on Outside the Brand. We just got the confirmation email today during the actual, tonight during the actual show when I was watching AEW Dynamite, and you guys can use the code OTB for $20 off your first purchase. On SeatGeek. If you want to go to a wrestling show that's coming near you, if you want to go to a concert, if you want to go to basically anything, go to SeatGeek. It is an app on your phone, and it lists you guys the best deals it possibly could from all the ticketing websites that you can possibly imagine. It gives you a score from 1 to 10 based on how good that price is for that specific seat, and you know you're going to get the right price, especially when it's in the green, and red means it's not really that good of a price for that type of seat, so you might as well just look at somewhere different. It's green, yellow, and orange, and red. You guys can base it off of that and figure out the best price for you. $20 off using the code OTB at checkout for $20 off your first purchase using SeatGeek. Yeah.
The W. The motherfuckers still won't sponsor me. That's good.
Finally got our first sponsor. After 320 some odd episodes, we finally got our first sponsor. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring the podcast today.
That's a W.
And for the rest of the time OTB is ever a thing. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring the channel and OTB. All right, guys.
I'll be right back. I gotta go put this in the queue.
Alrighty, guys. So we'll kick things off with the first thing that happened on AEW Dynamite tonight. We had the All-Atlantic Championship on the line as Orange Cassidy defended his All-Atlantic Championship against Big Bill. I fucking hate that name. I am so tired of that name. But guys, we had this All-Atlantic Championship matchup tonight. Orange Cassidy taking on Big Bill. Very good matchup. They made Orange Cassidy look pretty damn good tonight. They also made Big Bill look good in the loss. I didn't know how they were actually going to be able to do that, but they did. It's a great thing to see when you have somebody like a Big Bill, who we all know has amazing talent in the ring. And he is in the best shape of his entire life. But, the only thing that is legitimately holding him back is the name. Big Bill. I don't understand why they changed his name to Big Bill in the first place. The guy is absolutely a fantastic performer in the ring. You saw that tonight on Dynamite with Orange Cassidy. The only thing that's holding him back is what he is doing right now, especially with the Big Bill name. That's it. Everything else is doing pretty damn well. He is in the best shape of his life, like I said. He is a great talent. It's just, what we have here. But, we're here. And we had this All-Atlantic Championship match tonight. This stemmed from what happened on AEW Rampage this past Friday, when Big Bill and the rest of the firm took out the Best Friends tag team. So Orange Cassidy just didn't care and put the All-Atlantic title on the line against Big Bill. But like I said, this was a very good tag team match. Not tag team match, shit. Very good opening match with the All-Atlantic title on the line. I thought this was good. We had, obviously, Orange Cassidy retain against Big Bill tonight, but I thought Big Bill did an excellent showing. Like I keep saying, he is in the best shape of his life, and if they book him right, they could have, like, a huge star on their hands. They could. But it just really depends on that goddamn name, dude. Big Bill is terrible. The name. But the guy is great.
They get on WWE for shitty names.
Yeah. If AEW actually booked him correctly, they'd have a huge star in their hands. And I'm not just saying that because he's 7 feet. The guy is fantastic in the ring. The only thing that's holds him back, dude, is his name, Big Bill. That's it.
They could have made him W. Morrissey was a better name.
Well, he was W. Morrissey back in Impact. I don't know why they changed it. Like, I really don't know why they changed it. But
Just Tony Khan, that's what.
But regardless, I thought this was a fantastic opener. Obviously Orange Cassidy retained, but this was a pretty damn good opening contest here. So during the picture-in-picture, Big Bill dominated over Orange Cassidy. It continued to happen as Stokely set up a table for the champion to go through, but things started to turn in Orange Cassidy's favor for the champ when we came back from the picture-in-picture. Danhausen came out to help against Stokely, but is met with a backhand as the fight between Cassidy and Big Bill started to continue going on back and forth. Cassidy with an orange punch twice, and then it took him a bit to get Big Bill over for the third one, but he did eventually hit the third orange punch and got the win. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. That table was used. The table was used. It did get broken when Bill chokeslammed Cassidy through it. But like I said earlier, I thought this was a great opener for the show, and Orange Cassidy was easily going to retain here.
It doesn't matter, it was alright. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too, good. It was alright.
Right. So we then moved on to what was so we then moved on after that. Danhausen presented him with the championship and obviously the backpack that he carries it in. Before we shift focus to Jon Moxley, who is backstage, and we see Moxley as he is talking about how he lives for things like this, and how he tries to leave things alone with Hangman after they went and beat each other in different matches. They told Mox his win wasn't real, that it didn't count, but he will leave no doubt that though Page is a good wrestler and a good man, he is not the same animal as Moxley. There is only room for one animal in AEW. That animal is him, and he will die to protect what is his. Moxie's just great on the mic.
And then he did a whole promo on blood, because when is he not bleeding?
Yeah, well, yeah. Moxie's just great.
But how fast do you think it'll take for him to bleed during his match?
During the Texas Death Match? The Texas Death Match? Okay.
Yeah, how fast do you think he bleed?
I'd say at least within the first 5 minutes, easily. Within the first 5.
Yeah. I said it was in the first 5 or 10 minutes, too.
I mean, that match is going to be bloody. That match is going to be brutal. I think that it's going to be a fantastic match regardless. One of the matches I am totally looking forward to for the show. So yeah, I thought that was a fantastic segment there with Jon Moxley as we came back from commercial break and we see the Face of the Revolution ladder match entrance already in the ring. We had this match next, and after everything that kind of happened tonight in the Face of the Revolution ladder match, I kind of understand why they did it on Dynamite instead of the actual pay-per-view.
That match was I don't know. This man is crazy, bro.
Yeah, this match is absolutely bonkers. Everything about what they did tonight was just insane. Ladders were flying everywhere. People were flying everywhere. I mean, everybody just killed it tonight in that ladder match. I had 3 potential winners in this thing. I had Eddie Kingston. I had the eventual winner in Powerhouse Hobbs, or Takeshita. Those are my top 3 to win this thing. I'm very glad that they actually chose Powerhouse Hobbs here. I did.
Well, at least they're doing something because.
I mean, we were just talking about Powerhouse last week, I feel. Right? We were just talking about Powerhouse last week, saying, where the hell is he? Now he gets a shot at the TNT title.
Yeah, he's not going to win, probably.
Well, I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen on Sunday, because, I mean, they're booking themselves into that type of corner there.
I don't know why, but I just know Warlords could win. Then we're gonna go back to the whole flip flopping the TNT title.
I don't know, man. I've been talking to some people during the show today. A lot of people actually don't see Wardlow winning on Sunday.
I hope we don't, because can we get a legit reign with the TNT title for once? Or they have them drop it?
And that's what I think. I think when it comes down to it, you have. I think you would have Samoa Joe win the championship on Sunday. You have him retain the championship. Even with the whole, doing it for his dad, because obviously the connection with his hair and all that type of stuff. You have Samoa Joe retain the championship, because we can't just continue to flip-flop the titles.
He should have never lost power in the first game.
Right, that's also a thing. But,
what is Darby Allin been at anyway?
I mean, he obviously had to take time from after that brutal matchup that he had in Seattle, but I legitimately don't know. Then we obviously had the Powerhouse Hobbs match versus either Wardlow or Samoa Joe next week on Dynamite. Hobbs will most likely lose that, which sucks, but hopefully.
They have so much momentum with that dude, bro. With him and Ricky Starks.
I'm glad he won, but if he won tonight just to lose, I don't like that. I don't. Now.
If that's the case, then I'm kind of glad the Cassidy didn't win.
Yeah. Now, where was I going? So yeah, you have. This is the right time to have Samoa Joe actually hold the championship for quite some time. You have Samoa Joe hold the championship for quite some time, and then the eventual winner, who I would actually have take the TNT championship off of him, is somebody that we heard from earlier on tonight, Jungle Boy.
I'm down with that.
I'd have Jungle Boy. I'd have Jungle Boy win the TNT Championship, and then obviously when it comes to the whole Christian Cage and Jungle Boy situation, imagine if Christian Cage was the one to take the title off of Jungle Boy to continue on that sort of thing, because Christian also said earlier on tonight that he will be a singles champion, not Jungle Boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
We can see something.
I'm down with the Christian title.
We can see something when it comes down to that. But
I'm done with it.
But yeah, this ladder match was absolutely insane. I'm not going to be able to do it justice by just reading words from my notes or whatever. But you know, I'm going to try my best.
You didn't see, just know, Sammy Guevara almost killed himself like twice.
Yes, this ladder match is just completely insane. So Takeshita cleared the other ladder before climbing up the main one that was in the ring. Only for Andretti to leap onto the ladder and face off against him. Garcia then ran in, shoved the ladder, and Guevara goes to work setting up ladders on the outside. And before we even knew it, we saw a Swanton bomb through a ladder from Sammy Guevara, and
he did it Jeff Hardy style.
He basically did it Jeff Hardy style too. He did the whole arms and everything, and then he just did his swanton. So he did it basically Jeff Hardy style, and that legitimately broke the ladder in half. That was bridged between the barricade and the and
I'm surprised he was able to rock it as what happened earlier. Well, they were doing something and they missed the freaking ladder.
Yeah, that was pretty bad too. So Garcia dragged Sammy into the ring, setting up the ladder and basically helping him to climb it. Only for Takeshita to run in, tripping the ladder over. Takeshita then sent Garcia out before hitting Sammy with a running knee strike, and makes the climb until Powerhouse Hobbs stopped him, climbed the ladder, and retrieved the Sonic Ring. I call it the Sonic Ring because that's exactly what it looks like. It's like a ring from Sonic. It's like the Sonic Golden Rings, dude. It's crazy.
I was looking at Dr. Eggman.
And Powerhouse Hobbs, he is officially the face of the Revolution and will get a TNT title match against either the winner of the Sampoa Joe Wardlow match from this Sunday, and he'll get that shot next week on AEW Dynamite. Very good ladder match, like absolutely insane. Commander, I'm a fan of him for life now. I'm going to continue to watch more of his matches. I'm going to continue to look him up and actually see what he is about, because, man, that guy can go.
Only better time for the AEW Ring of Honor. Man, the freaking... what move was that he did on the ladder? Was it a freaking...
He did obviously that top rope like springboard thing. He ran across one, jumped on one, and landed on people. But he also did a shooting star press off a ladder onto another ladder, which is fucking insane.
Yeah. And the ladder didn't work.
No.
The ladder didn't work.
But yeah, I mean, the graphic was already shown a couple of days ago before Dynamite. He is officially All Elite, so he is signed with the company. But hopefully...
I didn't even know that.
Hopefully he's actually showing up more on the Ring of Honor side, because I feel like that would be perfect for him. Just to obviously get his feet wet at first, and then you can transition him into the Dynamite scene and do the whole TNT, All-Atlantic, do whatever you have to do. But treat him right, and you're all good to go there, because that guy can go. I liked him. I'm going to continue watching his shit, because that was just a fantastic showing from him.
That was crazy.
So, the announced team announced that obviously the title shot will happen next week, and Powerhouse Hobbs will face either Joe or Wardlow from the match that happens this Sunday. Hobbs makes his exit to the ring with the ring in his hand, walking up the ramp to confront the current champion Sampoa Joe, who was on commentary for the match. Joe and Wardlow went face to face as well because Wardlow came out and they were basically fighting up until the point where we saw security come out to try to separate them. Hobbs was just sitting at the bottom of the ramp with his ring saying, "I got time! I got time, bitches! I got time!"
Go whoop each other ass, then one of y'all my next victims.
And yeah, he was just watching the entire carnage unfold, and we will see who will be the TNT champion after Sunday, but also after next week as well, when Powerhouse Hobbs goes after the winner of the Wardlow Joe match this Sunday. So I'm very intrigued. I like it all. I think Wardlow and Joe are actually going to do pretty well this Sunday. I think that's going to be a very hard-hitting match, but hopefully Joe retains. And then we have that match between Powerhouse and Joe, because I think Powerhouse and Joe could fucking kill it next week.
I would love to see that match. Big meaty man swapping me. I would love to see it. It'd be a meat swapping affair.
I love it. I love it, dude. I think that could be a very good very good matchup there. Backstage, we find out that Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta are not medically cleared to compete in the Casino Battle Royale. But Danhausen says that Orange Cassidy is a best friend of his, and since he has more room in that backpack for some championship gold, he and Orange Cassidy will take their place. Orange Cassidy then proceeded to say, "I don't care, let's do it," and then did the best friends hands in the middle, cheerleading type thing, like hooray, and they went to the next match. At that point, I knew honestly that we could possibly see them win. I did not like that decision, but I was just hoping for a Joker at that point, and we didn't get one. So,
what the hell even happened to that? Like, what? There was no Joker.
There was no Joker, and there usually is a Joker. Now, somebody in the live chat here said that there wasn't really a Joker advertised, but you don't usually advertise a Joker. That's the fucking whole point of the thing. It's a surprise entrant, and in every other casino battle royale that they have had in AEW, there's been a Joker.
Just like the Double or Nothing thing, they don't really announce it, but it's gonna be a Joker.
There's always been a Joker in casino battle royales, and this one there just wasn't.
I'm assuming with this, we might not be thinking that's the other day.
And it wasn't even really like a casino battle royale. It was just a tag team Royal Rumble. It was a tag team. It was legitimately a tag team Royal Rumble where there was like a certain amount of time before the next entrant came in, and that was it. Like, it was a tag team Royal Rumble. But I mean, we did get what we did tonight, and that was that. We came back from commercial break, and we saw pretty Peter Avalon in the ring against Chris Jericho. Mr. Pretty Peter Avalon, dark enthusiast.
Yeah, nobody else is dark. I thought he got fired.
Nope, he's still here in the company. Obviously Jericho won here. I mean, come on. Avalon actually did do some moves though to Jericho as he kept the offense going. In the corner and hitting some stomps, keeping the fight up onto Jericho before hitting a DDT for a near fall onto the guy. Avalon then looks ready to do another attack, but got caught by surprise with the code breaker, and was the eventual end, and Jericho won the match with the Codebreaker. So, I mean, yeah, this wasn't really all too special. I mean, it's Chris Jericho at the end of the day. Nothing that, I like Chris. I do. Not a lot of people like Chris Jericho. But I like Chris Jericho. Man,
I'm always going to go into Chris.
Yeah, I like Chris Jericho. I like what he does in the company. Anytime I've actually had interactions with him on Twitter, he's always, been a pretty good guy to me. So I have nothing against him. And I obviously respect the guy for everything that he's done in pro wrestling, not just AEW, but I think he's going to have a killer match against Ricky on Sunday.
Well, he better lose.
Well, he better lose there. Yes, I agree there, but I think he will have a very, very good match there. After the match, Chris Jericho grabs Floyd, the baseball bat, from the corner and starts attacking Avalon until Ricky Starks ran down to make the save, forcing Jericho to escape before grabbing the mic from ringside. He runs the crowd down before telling Starks that he's going to beat the hell out of him at Revolution, and JAS are here to beat him up tonight. Garcia, Hager. Go ahead.
They beat the fuck out of him. They shook them like he owed them money. They didn't have to do them like that.
So Garcia and Hager try to break him down as Hager sends Starks down hard to the canvas. Following was Garcia with a slam of his own. They send Starks flying into a Judas effect by Chris Jericho as JAS gloat over the fallen Ricky Starks. Officials then come down to help Starks out of the ring before we heard word from Hangman Page, who talked about how important this match is at Revolution to him. Page says that Mox can't take his friends or memory away from him, and he can't take away Hangman's heart. Hangman's great on the mic as well. These two made a legitimate situation from the Hangman concussion situation into a story, and they made it to absolute perfection. It's going to be a fantastic match at Revolution.
Yeah, it's going to be a very bloody match.
After this, though, I don't want to see him in the ring for quite some time. I think we're done for a little while.
Yeah, John Michael needs to take that vacation he was talking about. He needs it.
So, next match, well, not match, we really just had a second here, and it was Christian Cage. Christian Cage had an interview tonight, and yeah, this was fantastic. I thought what Christian said here was just incredible. Renee, she asked what is going on, as it seems like that things have settled between Jungle Boy and Christian up until very recently, when he came back in San Fran before saying he hated hearing Perry, says that he is going to win a singles championship in 2023. Because Christian plans on just to do the same thing. He asked Jungle Boy if he wants to just win a championship or if he wants to beat somebody for a title. Christian then points out that hesitation Perry had, which gave Christian a chance to beat him down. Instead, he finally realized why Perry wants to win a championship in AEW. He just wants to take that shiny new toy home and brag about it to his mother and his sister and obviously social media. Saying guys like Perry treat the business like a video game. Cajun has a challenge for Jungle Boy at Revolution, not for a wrestling match, but for a fight. The reality of the situation is that Jack Perry is just his father's son, because he may have the Hollywood looks, but doesn't have what it takes to be in this business. Cajun continues to run Perry down until the lights cut out, and we saw a video package focus on Jungle Boy out digging somewhere, showing that we had some sort of gravestone with Christian Cage's name on it. This leaves Cage speechless, obviously, and we cut to backstage. But I'm going to stop right there for a second, because are we going to see a Buried Alive match at Revolution?
I hope so. You never realize something's going to be alive.
Are we going to see a Buried Alive match at Revolution?
I hope so. I hope so.
The first ever Buried Alive match in AEW?
I think it'll be the first ever Buried Alive match outside of WWE.
Well, probably outside the WWE, yeah. I'm just saying in the AEW sense, it's going to be the first one in AEW for sure. Like,
wow, that would be crazy. Tony, if you know what's good for you, book the Buried Alive match.
You can't just not show a gravestone with Christian Cage's name on it and not do a Buried Alive match. So,
then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen. But this is Tony Khan we're talking about. Well, but it better happen.
I'm curious to see what happens on Sunday, dude. Like, I don't. Like,
that's crazy.
Huh.
I
could not have been the only person that thought Buried Alive match. I couldn't have been.
Oh, you want the only one. I want to see. But what I think might happen is we're going to do something like a street fight, maybe. And after the match or something, or the other match, we're going to throw him in the grave or something. Either way, that grave needs to play a part in that match.
It needs to be something. I mean, you can't just not. You can't just not use that, right? So, praying for a Buried Alive match, and Christian can be buried next to his career. That's great, Marissa. I don't know if that was Marissa or Johnny, because it's just a Marissa.
That was definitely Marissa. If Johnny would have brought up Edge or something.
Well, I mean, I know Johnny is the whole thing with Edge, but I don't know, maybe he just doesn't like Christian either, so I don't know.
He likes Christian. I think it's just Edge, but he hates for some reason. Well, I know the reason, but
I don't know, man. That's pretty harsh, but honestly, coming out of Marissa or Johnny, I'm not surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not surprised. We love you too, though. We love you too. Now, after that, we had the FTW Championship on the line. Hunk versus Matt Hardy. So I'm like, okay, I can't be the only person that when the Matt Hardy theme song hits, because it's just the Hardy Boys theme song, I automatically think Jeff is coming out with him. I automatically think that, but it's not happening.
I'm about to say, man, I miss your party.
I miss him, but honestly, with everything going on, stay the fuck away from pro wrestling. I love you, but stay the fuck away.
Jeff Hardy, we love you.
Please.
But just, if you gotta retire, I'm fine with it. If you never have to wrestle again, I'm fine with it. Just stay the fuck out of trouble.
If you gotta retire, so be it, but please, just stay safe. Stay away for a little bit, okay? And we love Jeff Hardy over here. I know probably Johnny and Marissa are be like, what the hell? Come on, guys, don't talk about him like that. We love him.
I love Jeff Hardy.
We love him.
I'm probably the number one Jeff Hardy.
We love him.
You should.
But he shouldn't be thinking about pro wrestling right now, especially after everything that happened.
I just hope he's doing good and he just stays the hell out of trouble, because this has happened once in a time. And next time he might not get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not going to lie here. If you want my honest opinion on the actual jurisdiction of what he was dealt with, he got it pretty easy.
He did.
He got it pretty easy. It could have been a lot worse, the sentencing. So, there is a caveat in this FTW Championship match. I don't know if you knew this or not, but if Hook won, which he did, obviously, he was obviously going to retain the championship here, he would be facing Stokely Hathaway in a no disqualification match next week.
Wait, what?
Yes.
The manager
Stokely Hathaway, yes.
What?
Yes. If Hook won, which he did, he gets to face Stokely Hathaway in a no DQ match.
That's why he was played like he was terrified on the phone over that.
Yes. Okay, and here's the thing. When it comes to every Hook match so far in AEW, Matt Hardy is easily the toughest challenge for Hook's career.
Yeah.
I only do it in air quotes mainly because of the fact obviously we knew Hook was going to win here, but you look at everybody who has faced Hook in the past since Hook has been here, Matt Hardy is the biggest name that he's ever faced.
Yeah, he's the only legitimate opponent for it. Plus, he'd be one half of the greatest tag team of all time. So.
Right. So, like, obviously, he was the biggest name that Hook has ever faced, and I mean, we knew Hook was going to retain here. But what a win! I mean, you're winning against Matt Hardy. That's still pretty big.
You know what? I love Jungle Boy, but I would much rather see Hook as TNT champion.
I'd like to see Hook as TNT champion too. Like
I would love to see Hook in the submission of Sampoa Joe.
I mean, the FTW Championship was just legitimately tailor-made for Hook, because obviously Taz, the creator of it, his father, I mean, that was tailor-made for him. And I'm glad he actually won the championship when he did. But there's a time and place where that championship kind of outgrows a guy, and you gotta get him somewhere else. So hopefully that happens soon, but you gotta do it somewhere.
They had to put on Ricky Starks for like how long?
They put on Ricky Starks for a very long time, and then obviously once things kind of got the ball rolling, when the crowd started to get really into him, they switched that and put it onto Hook. So I feel like the FTW Championship isn't recognized by AEW, and we know this. We've known that since the inception. But go ahead.
It's the personal championship. Like, didn't Taz win back in like UCW or something?
Taz created the FTW Championship because during the time of ECW, politics would not allow him to be a world champion. So he said, you know what, fuck this, fuck the world, fuck the people in creative and ECW, I'm just going to make my own fucking championship, thus the FTW title.
That sounds like some Taz mistake too.
I mean that's just Taz to a T. But like at the end of the day, I usually just look at this FTW Championship as like some sort of like stepping stone for the future of whoever holds it. I mean, obviously Ricky Starks, he was a long-time holder of the title until he got the ball rolling, and now look at where he is. Hook, it's tailor-made, and he'll be something really strong heading out of it when he loses.
If it isn't Jungle Boy, I want to see Ricky Starks as commissioner champion. It was bad. He would elevate them.
No, Ricky Starks easily should be at least a TNT champion by at least 2024, by at least next year. He should at least hold a championship by next year. Period.
If he don't hold that one title next year, me and Tony Khan gonna have some problems. I really don't like the guy, but my dislike for Tony Khan gonna go even higher.
For sure. But yeah, once I'm not even really gonna go through through the full match here because it really wasn't all that long. As soon as Hook put the Red Rum in, immediate tap out by Jeff Hardy. No, fuck, not Jeff. Matt, sorry. Immediate tap out by Matt in the Red Rum. And that was it.
You kind of did not like that decision. They made him tap out so quickly. I mean, we really wasn't going to win. God, man.
It was legitimately an immediate tap out. Like, it was crazy. I didn't think he had it fully cinched in. I think he just, got it in there and just immediate tapped out. So yeah, this was I'm just looking at the chat right now. I can't. That's the only thing I hate about this whole Zoom thing because I can't actually see the chat like StreamYard.
I'm trying to pull the chat on my laptop right now. I'm doing it on my phone. But my laptop's in the pain, man.
Yeah.
So I can't even see the chat.
So I love these two. Matt's theme song gives me a heart attack every time out of a natural reaction, and it's worse now because he's not on as often. I 100% agree there, Marissa. I do. I do. Featuring wants to come back and can healthily then sure, but if not, no. Exactly. And that's in regards to Jeff. So, just stay the course, Jeff. That's fine.
Yeah. Like my guy actually said, if it's the wrestling that's causing all these relapses, I love you, Jeff. But stay home, because let's be real, you were out of your prime a long time ago. And I hate to say that, because I was a huge Jeff Hardy fan. But he was at his prime a long time.
It would be easier to see him retire than to just see him back in pro wrestling and not go in the way that we would just love to see him go.
I would hate for him to be one of them guys that just get like blackballed from wrestling due to stupid ass decisions outside of wrestling. And yeah, so I just hope if it is the wrestling that's causing all this shit.
To put it point blank, I don't want to see Jeff Hardy be the Ric Flair.
Thank you.
A guy that just does not know when to fucking quit.
And the thing is, it's crazy. Like, you think he would learn because it should have happened way too much. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. But you think the companies would kind of be like kind of cautious hiring him because he's kind of a liability. He's been either suspended or fired from the place he worked at.
Deontay, I have to stop you right there. Stop swearing. Stop swearing, okay? Marissa's gonna fight you. Marissa's gonna fight you right now, okay? Marissa's gonna fight you. Don't swear. Don't swear.
I love Jeff Hardy. I love Jeff Hardy. I just want him to stop fucking up.
She says, and I quote, Jeff Hardy is always in his prime, Deontay. Don't make me fight you. Don't make me get Marissa on your ass, okay? Don't make me do it.
Johnny, no. Johnny, to do that. No. I want to keep my life. But I love Jeff Hardy like that. Yeah, if it's the wrestling, I think you just call it quits.
And that's the only thing that we can be, Marissa, is that we can only just be hopeful right now. Listen, if it happens and he can come back in a healthy capacity, fine. I'm all for that. But until then, I just don't want to see him get back in there yet. I just can't. He is a legitimate childhood hero for a ton of people, not only in this chat, but to basically any pro wrestling fan. We gotta keep those fans
interested. But he was the one that got me into wrestling. Listen, I would hate to see another one of my childhood heroes go down the wrong path.
Yeah. Just gotta keep them sacred, and hopefully things will work out in the end for him. But hey, it's Jeff Hardy for life, bro. Stokes is cowering in the corner on the outside, realizing that he'll soon have to face Hook in a no DQ match. So that's interesting.
That's only funny as hell.
So this was just an interesting thing afterwards, as we saw the Elite come out. Carry On, Wayward Son was playing, and then all of a sudden the lights go out. House of Black, they attack the Elite, holding the Trios Championships, and that was it. Now...
What is
no, the Young Bucks were not scheduled for a match tonight. Now, Wrestling 101 dictates whoever stands tall at the go-home show loses.
Yeah, so yeah, they really just confirmed.
Now that's usually WWE, but honestly, that's kind of just Wrestling 101. I have been very vocal when it comes to this trios match happening at Revolution, and I may be in the minority, okay? I may be in the minority for, as I usually am when it comes to things like this, but this match just should not be happening at Revolution.
It shouldn't, but I gotta somebody feel with them. The only way I see them moving back, and this is if Tony Khan is stupid enough to bring back CM Punk, which I know he will, and FTR comes back, and we get CM FTR versus the Elite, that's the only way I see them ever losing title.
Yeah.
They're gonna
I think that this is way too soon to do the House of Black versus the Elite. The House of Black versus the Elite is obviously a tag team, a trios match that was fan-made. Obviously, people wanted to see that for quite some time. But when you build this match on one episode of AEW Rampage, and that was this past Friday, there's no fucking story. So I'm not gonna be behind it.
When does AEW ever have a damn story? When do they ever have a damn story?
Well,
or a good one, that's it.
Especially, okay. Lately, you're right, but it's not that they haven't had good stories before.
They've had good stories. It's just like some of the story, the book is opposite, the execution of the story. We
have some great stories heading into this pay-per-view, into this Revolution, but sometimes it's just the execution of some things just don't pan out.
Well, yeah, the fucking Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho shit is very confusing.
That started okay. That started pretty good, and it just kind of went down. But when you are basically predecessing this one match, based off one show that happened on Rampage, and it's a tape show, I'm not gonna be happy about it. I'm just not. It's gonna be a great match. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be a great trios match. I think it's gonna be fucking killer. But House of Black aren't winning this.
And that is what sucks about it. Because we know the Elite probably not losing on titles anytime soon. And I honestly think the House of Black should be the trio champion. If I'm being honest, I don't think Death Triangle should have a loss of titles to the Elite.
If
they should have won that thing.
If anything, House of Black should be the ones to take the titles off the Elite. But it's not going to happen right now, especially because it's been so rushed. It's been so rushed.
They should have gave them a full... Instead of them having 7 fucking matches with the Death Triangle, they could have told a little story with the House of Black and the Elite. And we could have...
The best of 7 was fantastic on paper, but and we had some fantastic matches. Don't get me wrong in those 7 matches.
The matches were good. It could have been excellent. The only thing I hated about it is that we knew the Elite were winning. We knew what was going to happen. We knew they were going to go down 2-1. We knew they were going to come back. That's the only thing I hated about it.
When they were down 3-0, and then the 4 matches were already, booked as basically, the stipulations in those matches, I'm like, we're going to 7. We're going to
Like,
7.
in my opinion, it would have been better off if they would just swept the motherfuckers. Just sweep them. That would
I
have
mean,
been a
I,
shock.
I mean, I knew they weren't gonna sweep the Elite. I mean, that's
I
just not
know,
gonna happen.
but
But
I just wanted to see something different because we all knew that they were going to win the titles again. We knew that shit, man. Because I knew once they first announced it, yep, the Elite gonna go down 3-1 and they're gonna come back like it's the damn games like fucking LeBron did to the Warriors.
yeah, it wasn't like the matches were fantastic. It was a great idea on paper because I love best of 7 series in basically any regard. But again, execution sometimes just doesn't always pan out. Now, like I said, I think the match between House of Black and the Elite are going to be fantastic at Revolution, right? But I just don't see the Elite losing this match. I just don't. The only way I actually see them losing this match is if the Elite are done with AEW and they actually do go to WWE when their contract expires. Now, obviously, I don't think that happens. I don't. I think Kenny and the Bucks.
I mean, the company's called All Elite Wrestling.
I think Kenny and the Bucks stay in AEW for a little while longer, but they do. I do say that they will go to WWE before their careers are done. Because obviously the Young Bucks are not as young as they used to be, and Kenny Omega wants to have that match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania before they both call it quits.
Kenny has said, I want to compete at WrestleMania.
Against AJ Styles.
There's only one way to compete at WrestleMania.
So, I do think Kenny and the Bucks will go to WWE at some point, but it's just not going to be right now.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe
it's going to be a great match, but I'm just not for it happening right now because I thought it could have been a little while longer. They could have done something. Or you could have just built up on that. They could have built up an actual story. That's the thing. But yeah, so we had all that take place, and then it was the match between Toni Storm and Riho. I'm not gonna lie, I was not paying attention to a single thing in this match. I like Toni. Hell, I even like Riho, as many people actually think I don't. But I did not care for this.
I didn't even. It was disappointing. Now I can understand Riho, but it was funny.
Fucking Riho won. And I did not expect that.
Riho won, that was good.
So Riho went back up top, and she was caught by Storm, who looked for a pile driver off the corner, but Riho stops her before going for a sunset flip bomb. Storm then blocks it before hitting a drop kick onto Riho, and then a hip attack. No, I'm sorry. It's not called just a hip attack. It's Sweet Cheeks music. And don't look at me differently. Don't look at me differently, because that's legitimately what they call it on commentary.
Sweet Cheeks music.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes. And honestly, I'm not mad at it. I'm a guy. I can like a move name. Storm mocks for Baker before walking in a clover leaf, and Baker hops onto the apron. Storm then knocks her off, and Riho rolls her up from behind and gets the win.
Did you see Marissa's comment? She was like, when Cardi B told Roman she'll have use for Kenny and
WWE. Back and can dethrone Roman. I have no use for Kenny and WWE. Honestly, I can't fault you for that. I can't. But I mean, when it all comes down to it, Cody Rhodes was the predecessor of saying, "Hey guys, they're treating me okay over here," and I'm a former AEW guy. So if any AEW guy actually does want to come over here, it could be okay.
Oh, he won't be the only AEW guy. He won't be.
He won't be the only AEW guy that jump ships. Like, And this is what I kind of want to, like, preface to people. It's a fucking business. WWE guys are going to go to AEW. AEW guys are going to go to WWE. It's just the nature of the business. They gotta work. They gotta work. You know, and not everybody... Not everybody in AEW is going to be in AEW for life, guy. They're just not. It doesn't work out that way. People want to achieve things. People want to set goals for themselves and actually get to the highest of height that they want to be for their career.
Like Kenny Omega, he says he wants to compete at WrestleMania one day.
He wants to compete at WrestleMania against AJ Styles. And he is going to do that. He is going to make it happen.
That can be AJ's retirement match.
It could be both of them. It could be both of their retirement matches if they wanted it to be. But, like... But he wants to do it before their times are up. And he's going to be doing that. He is going to do that. Kenny Omega will go to WWE.
But I need to see Kenny Omega versus Seth Rollins. I need to see that. I need to see
that match is, you know, pure money. But I'm just saying, it's just the nature of the business. WWE guys will go to AEW. AEW guys will go to WWE. You're not going to stay in one company for your entire career. And if you do, I mean, then they just treat you really, really fucking well. I'm just saying that rarely happens. Rarely. But it does. Dolph, he legitimately has only been in WWE, to my knowledge. But
ain't no fun leaving.
Bucks also said that their dream match is against the Usos and the New Day. Yeah, so I mean, like, listen, it's just going to be the nature of the business. I do see the Bucks going, and I see Kenny going, but in due time. I don't think it's going to happen right away, but I do think it happens in due time. Just the nature of the business. But give me Jay White in WWE, please. Thank you.
I need to see Jay White and Seth Rollins in the same goddamn.
Yes.
At the same time. I need
it. Give me Jay White and AJ Styles. Give me Jay White and Finn Balor. Do something, please.
Give me Jay White and Finn. I don't want him in AEW. I mean, I don't really care where he goes. If he goes to AEW, he might just get lost in the shuffle.
That's exactly why I don't want him in AEW, dude. Because yes, he's going to be a fantastic, huge name for that company. But there's already other huge names in that company. So what are they really going to do? But in WWE, Triple H is treating him like king over there. He would.
Yeah, Jay White. He ain't gonna fuck up.
Jay White is legitimately the quintessential guy that Triple H looks for. You look at Jay White, you're like, oh yeah, that's a Triple H guy. That's a Triple H product right there.
I'm surprised Triple H didn't snag him up in the past. He would have been cool on NXT.
Now, I don't think Jay White needs to go to NXT, but
No, I mean Black and Gold NXT.
Oh, Black and Gold when... And here's the thing that's crazy about it, dude. He's only 30. He's a 30-year-old guy. And yeah. Jay White is not... He's like in his 30. He's like 30. The last time I checked, he was 30.
He's like 35 or something.
Jay White, I'm looking him up right now. Yep, 30. October 9th, 1992.
I didn't know he was that young. Sheesh.
The guy's legitimately in the prime of his fucking career. Get him now.
And if AEW do something, I'm getting... you better do right, guys. You better do right. You don't even have a real situation, you can't.
Debut him on the Raw after WrestleMania, you're fucking set, dude.
He can be Cody's first challenger. 2 former Bullet Club members.
Dude, imagine. Oh my god. The possibilities are endless when it comes to that. So it's time for the main event. which is a casino battle royale. We start off this thing, and it looks like it's just gonna be Dark Order making their way to the ring, but then all of a sudden, number 2, Blackpool Combat Club, they just fucking attack him. They just fucking attack him right away. And here's the thing. I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm getting a lot of heel heat from the Blackpool Combat Club as of late.
They're turning heel. They're turning heel.
I'm getting a lot of heel heat from Blackpool Combat Club. I mean, I'm not mad at that. I'm not. I'm just, saying that they are totally doing something heel. So, I mean, okay. Now, when it comes to the actual order of these teams, it's legitimately the order that the description of the video says. So, I mean, when it comes to these notes here, it doesn't actually say, oh yeah, well, in comes next this tag team, in comes next that tag team. So please, Deontay, if you have it up, can you read the order in which they came in?
Well, I got the thing right here now. My computer stopped being a pain in the ass.
Okay. Let me just pull it up then real quick. Okay. So there were 10 teams in this thing. Dark Order and Blackpool Combat Club came in number 1 and 2. Faction and Ingubernable, Rush's team, was in at number 3. The Lucha Bros in at number 4. Aussie Open in at number 5. 2.0, which is the JAS guys, in at number 6. Top Flight in at number 7. The Kingdom in at number 8. Orange Cassidy and Danhausen in at number 9. And the final entrant was The Butcher and The Blade. The final 2 in this match ended up being the Blackpool Combat Club and OC with Danhausen. Now, things kind of went going on back and forth. Oh wait, no, it was Butcher and Blade and Danhausen and OC. Yeah, it was it. Butcher,
they should have won mine.
Butcher and Blade focus on Danhausen here, and the Gun Club came out onto the stage to watch on. Cassidy goes for a DDT but got caught by Butcher and Blade. OC fights back but the Butcher and Blade attack him onto the ring apron, only for Danhausen to sneak up from behind and basically send both of them over the top rope to eliminate them, and that was it. And obviously we have now Orange Cassidy and Danhausen as the final entrant in the Fatal 4-Way. Not the right move. We already talked about this at the open of the show. Top Flight was right there. And it seemed like everybody in the live chat basically agreed with us there that Top Flight should have been the people to win this thing here.
They should.
But,
it was right there, Tony.
It was right there. But, Tony does what Tony does, and things happen. So, like I said, it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a good show. It was just, your normal run-of-the-mill AEW Dynamite before a pay-per-view. I think the pay-per-view is going to be fantastic. But this go-home show could have been a lot better than what it was. Now, before we do go, I will run down everything that when it comes to Revolution, because on Saturday we will be doing our AEW Revolution preview and predictions, so stay tuned for that. And so let's just run down this card real quick, as we got 8 matches on the card, and it is official. It is a no-holds-barred match with Christian and Jungle Boy.
Yeah, that grade is gonna come into place. It's gonna come.
Yes. Let me actually check Twitter though from Tony to see if that is legitimate or not, because that was obviously from the Wikipedia. So I'm gonna go to Tony's Twitter right now. Because if anything, Tony would just have that announcement.
Probably.
Huh. Nope. All right.
I'm sure it'll be
if it's a no holds bar match, it's gonna be a no holds bar match. I don't think they would just randomly lie on that. So obviously we have the MJF Bryan Danielson match with a 60-minute Ironman match for the AEW World Title. Fantastic stuff right there. The Fatal 4-Way is now complete, as the Gunns will defend their tag team titles against the Acclaimed, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. So
this should have just been a 2-on-2.
It should have just been a normal tag match.
How many times an extra for what?
It should have just been a normal tag team match with the Acclaimed and the Gunns.
Well, the story is about the Ass Boys and the Acclaimed. What if we just did that we were in Orange House?
Here's the thing: if you wanted to do a triple threat match with FTR, I would have been. That's understandable. That would have been understandable, because obviously FTR has history with both of them. But FTR wasn't even on the show tonight. They could have been the Joker, but fuck, there was no Joker. So, like, I don't fucking get it. You could have just kept it simple and do the normal tag team match. John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page in the Texas Death Match. Fantastic. That's gonna be great. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the TNT Championship. Could be a good match. It's gonna be a good match. Hopefully Wardlow loses and we have Samoa Joe retaining.
I like Wardlow.
Yeah. We got Jericho and Ricky Starks. And the JAS is officially banned from ringside. So we'll see how long that lasts, actually. But that should be a pretty good one. Jamie Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho in the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. If Jamie Hayter does not retain that fucking championship, I will have a conniption fit.
If Jamie Hayter does not win that match, Eric, I don't know if you watch it. Me and your husband will have some problems. You're going to have to fucking problems.
Okay. And obviously the Elite versus the House of Black for this for the Trios Championships. And then obviously the no holds barred match with Christian and Jungle Boy. So officially 8 matches on the card. A lot less than what we normally get on pay-per-views. The last AEW Revolution. Just guess how many matches. Including the pre-show. We'll go including the pre-show.
I'm gonna go
from last year's Revolution.
13.
13? You were close. It was 12.
Did you see this comment? It said Cody just added a 4-way tag match to Rampage.
I saw that. I didn't know if that was legitimately true or not.
It probably is.
I'm gonna look up AEW Rampage.
They really gonna make me watch Rampage, huh?
I'm not gonna watch Rampage for shit. Fuck that. There it is right there. This Friday, Tony just tweeted out. This Friday on Rampage, Top Flight versus Silver and Reynolds versus Claudio and Wheeler versus Aussie Open. 4 teams who collided in the Dynamite Battle Royale tonight will fight in a 4-way battle on Friday night. Okay. So this is for fucking nothing. It's just a fatal 4-way tag team match.
Nothing's on the line.
This means nothing. It's just a 4-way tag match. Okay. Sure. Sure, Tony. I love those 4 tag teams, but will you see me watching Rampage? I'm sorry. No, you're going to be right here at 10 o'clock.
I never did.
But yeah, you always tell the truth, Tony. Well, I'm sorry, okay? It's fucking 12:07 at night. And Tony, he just tweets whenever, okay? So it's just kind of, random at times. But, things happen in the way that they do. Yeah, and we'll see what happens at Revolution. I'm very happy for the show. I'm very excited for the show. Hopefully we do get a good show on Sunday, and we'll be doing our predictions the day before on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. Do you have anything to say before we get the fuck out of here?
As always a pleasure being up here. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you.
And if you're not already, follow me on TikTok. My main page is NBA TO2, and my wrestling page is NBA TO3. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, bro. Before we go, I do want to say thank you so much for joining us here on OTB tonight. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for all notifications. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at PhillyMatt_. And want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to our first ever sponsor on the OTB and being a part of the OTB family. SeatGeek is now an official partner and sponsor for OTB. If you guys want tickets to wrestling shows, concerts, basically anything that your heart desires and is coming to your area, sign up at SeatGeek and use the promo code OTB for 20% off your first purchase when using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an amazing application on your phone. You guys can get the best prices for tickets on that account, and it ranges from a score of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, and you're going to get the best deals when it shows a green dot for that seat. Obviously, it ranges from green to orange to yellow to red and everything like that. When you're getting a good deal when you use SeatGeek. So, $20 off your first purchase using the code OTB at checkout. We love our sponsors here. This is the first ever show that we actually get a sponsor. So, we love and appreciate SeatGeek for being an official sponsor here on OTB. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on the podcast tonight. Stay tuned for the Friday Night SmackDown post show. We'll talk to you soon, right here on OTB. Peace.